What's up? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up here? What's up? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Ed Ritter here.
All right, another Mavic Pro video, but this time we're incorporating a couple new elements into it. So, the last 3 or 4 weeks that I've had the Mavic Pro, I've used it solely with my HTC Desire 626 cell phone. I'd say probably 95% of users, maybe 90%, use a cell phone, and that's how the controller is designed. You know, it fits snugly, it looks good, it feels good, but unfortunately my phone just doesn't seem to cut it in terms of speed. There's a lot of lag, there's a lot of distortion in the screen. My option was I could get a phone, a better phone, an iPhone or something like that, or I could look into using a tablet. Now I have a Nexus 7, but it's the 5-year-old 2012 model, and it just is not cutting it. It's too slow, there's a whole lot of distortion, I can't even get a usable image out of it. So if I decided, if I wanna really fly this with any amount of accuracy and really get the best image possible, I have got to upgrade to an iPad mini 4. Now, I'm not necessarily reinventing the wheel here, guys. This is proven to work, but what I'm excited to do is try it out with you guys on camera for the first time today. It's a relatively decent day outside, so we're gonna fly with this. Now, this is the cellular model. This is a 16 gigabyte cellular iPad mini 4. And why it's cellular is because we have access to GPS on this now. And that allows us to use the accurate maps straight from the iPad as opposed to relying on the controller and having to preload the maps on the iPad with Wi-Fi beforehand. Also, the first thing I did when I took it out of the packaging is I put on the AM film tempered glass screen protector so we can protect the screen, and also it's thin enough that there's no issue fitting it into the controller. So let's demonstrate that right now. Take out these little plastic rectangular pieces here in the controller. Right now, all I have is a very long lightning to USB cable and the very, very short one that came with the controller. If I want to use the controller with the iPad, I've got to get something a little more like in between, maybe a 6-inch cable. And actually, I'm waiting on that. The mail is coming any minute. But let's fit the iPad on the controller and see how that looks. Really, the arms of the controller go about as wide as they possibly can. It snaps on pretty easy. I mean, that actually feels really good, really solid. It's not coming out either because of the rubber of the arms of the controller. And you probably can't see very well, but there is the tempered glass screen cover on right now. I decided to do this as opposed to using the third-party iPad mount that kind of has the iPad hovering maybe 3 inches above the controller, because I also got the DJI's version of the Sunshade. Now, the Sunshade was originally designed for use with a phone when it's here in the controller, but because we're using the iPad down here, we also can benefit from the Sunshade, which is awesome. Now, just for kicks, I am gonna turn this on with the longer cable while we wait. It already connected, and if we hit go fly, that is extremely fast. Boot up time, I love that. It's so much faster than my phone. And if I were to move this, that's a lot faster than my phone. I love that. Now, the good thing about the iPad that I couldn't do with my phone, maybe other phones can do this, but mine sure couldn't, is you can actually go to satellite mode, and as you turn, your view actually turns. That's awesome. All this is accessible, you know, you can touch your modes and everything. Super responsive, you know, things just open up really quickly on this thing. Your menus come up very, very quickly. Our histogram is a lot bigger too, and I almost wish it was a little smaller. There's the mail. I can't tell if she's putting a package in. Oh, I think she is. Package, 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 package. Ta-da! Yeah, boom. So I got the idea to use this from a guy who was writing an article about how to connect an iPad mini. Very small, very short, and the idea here is you can actually break this out of the keychain and use it as a standalone cable, which is what we're gonna do. They're actually screws, like they wanted you to do this. All right. They're not even weird screws, they're Phillips head screws. No breaking needed. Just unscrew, that's awesome. So what I did in the back here is I kind of just turned it once and then stuck it through the space in the arm there All right, we're in. Let's go try this out. I'm excited. I'd also like to say that this is the first time I'm using 2 bags to fly the Mavic Pro, just because of all these accessories I'm talking about, so keep that in mind. All right, we're outside. We got the iPad in. So right off the bat, we are super responsive. That's about as responsive as you can probably get with the tablet. So I'm really pleased with that. Also, camera up and down, very responsive. Wow, all I can say is that was awesome. One thing you gotta keep in mind is that when you're using this controller and you're holding it like this, your hands are in a different orientation than before. So before, my hands were a little more 90 degrees with my body when I was using a cell phone. But now, because of the way the controller is, my hands are kind of pointed inward a little bit. If I were to go forward with the same orientation of my wrist, I'm actually pressing in more of a northwest sort of situation here and a northeast over here. So your thumbs are moving in a slightly different direction now to go forward and to go left. Pros, it's fast, it's reliable, the battery level on the iPad is phenomenal, very little lag, no picture distortion, looks more professional than using your phone if you're gonna use this in a commercial setting. You're not gonna get a call mid-flight or have to put it in airplane mode and miss calls. Cons, it does feel a little bit more awkward holding. It's more to carry, which means that it might negate some of the benefits of having a collapsible drone and remote control. You also have to take it out of the case to use it, so get a case that's gonna be easy to extricate this from. I think it's a good choice. I think you should consider trying it yourself. And anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care.